Welcome dear student and Jai Swaminarayan. Today in this video we will discuss a special two-dimensional motion, right? The projectile motion. Projectile motion is a one of the two-dimensional motion in that the object moves under the influence of the two different independent motion. So dear student, let us start with the projectile motion. What do you mean by the projectile motion? How the object moves under the projectile motion, that is called the projectile, right? So dear student, projectile motion. So first of all, what do you mean by the projectile motion and what are the examples of the projectile motion? When the object thrown in the space with the some angle with horizontal, right? The object moves with the constant horizontal velocity and the constant vertical acceleration, right? So dear student, at the any point, if we thrown an object in a space with the help of the some angle theta 0, right? The object moves with a constant horizontal velocity and the constant vertical acceleration. So here the constant horizontal velocity, horizontal component of the velocity remains constant and vertical constant acceleration. Such a two-dimensional motion is called the projectile motion and the object is called the projectile. For example, if we consider here from the origin O, if we throw an object with the angle theta 0 with the x-axis, right? The object moves with the constant horizontal velocity and the constant vertical acceleration. So the motion of the object is like this type of the curve shape, right? A parabola. So what are the example of the projectile? So understand dear student, projectile motion, when the object thrown in the space with the some angle with the horizontal, the object moves with the constant horizontal velocity and the constant vertical acceleration. Such a two-dimensional motion is called the projectile motion and the object which moves in a projectile motion is called the projectile. So example of the projectile motion are the motion of the kick football, a bullet fired from the rifle, a stone thrown horizontally from the top of the building. So when we throw a stone from the top of the building, first it moves in the horizontal direction up to the some distance and then it moves vertical direction, downward direction. So such a two independent motion present in the projectile motion. So when we throw a object with some angle, right, the object moves with the constant horizontal velocity. So first independent motion is the object moves with the constant horizontal velocity. So the horizontal component of the velocity remains constant throughout the motion and second independent motion is a constant vertical acceleration. So the vertical component of the acceleration remains constant with the time, right? So example of the projectile motion, motion of the kick football like this type of the parabola, right? So we'll see later on a bullet fired from the rifle, a stone thrown horizontally from the top of the building, right? So when the object is thrown with some angle with the horizontal, it moves with the two independent motion. So the projectile motion has a two independent component. Which are the two independent component? First, horizontal component with the constant velocity, right? Horizontal component of the velocity remains constant with the time and the vertical component with the constant acceleration. So such a two independent motion is called the projectile motion, right? For example, if we consider this figure, right, suppose that the projectile object is launched with the initial velocity v0 that makes the angle theta 0 with the x-axis, right? So here the initial velocity, when the object thrown with the initial velocity v0 which makes the angle theta 0 with the x-axis with the horizon. So here the initial velocity of the projectile is a v0. So we can write the component, it makes the angle theta 0 with the x-axis. So we can write the components of the initial velocity v0 are x component of the initial velocity v0 x is equal to v0 cos theta. So that x component, horizontal component of the velocity remains constant with the time. We will prove later on, right? So here the x component of the initial velocity v0 is equal to v0x is equal to v0 cos theta, and y component of the initial velocity v0y is equal to v0 sin theta 0, right? So first of all, when the object is projectile with the initial velocity v0 makes the angle theta 0 with the x-axis, we can write the components of the initial velocity v0x is equal to v0 cos theta 0 and v0y is equal to v0 sin theta 0. When the theta 0 is the projectile makes the angle with the x-axis. Now here during the motion of the object, the acceleration acting on it is the acceleration due to the gravity which is directed vertically downward direction. So here during the projectile motion of the object, the acceleration is acceleration due to gravity, and acceleration due to gravity is always directed vertically downward direction. So we can write the acceleration vector A is equal to minus gj, where the value of the acceleration is a g 9.8 meter per second square, and the direction of the acceleration is a minus g, that is a vertically downward direction. So we can write the component of the acceleration, x component of the acceleration is always 0. So during the projectile motion, the x component, horizontal component of the acceleration is always 0. So we can write the ax is equal to 0 and vertical component of the acceleration ay is equal to minus g. So here the horizontal component, x component of the acceleration is always 0. So we can say that the horizontal component of the velocity remains constant with the time. So dear student, understand the component of the initial velocity of the projectile and the component of the acceleration of the projectile. Now let us discuss how we can find the coordinates, how we can find the x coordinate of the projectile at any time, y coordinate of the projectile at any time, and then velocity of the projectile at a different time. So let here the initial position of the projectile be 0 0. Let us consider that, assume that the object is projectile from the origin with the initial velocity v0 that makes the angle theta 0 with the x-axis. So the initial position of the projectile be a origin. So we can say that the initial coordinate x0 is equal to 0 and y0 is equal to 0. Now how you can find the coordinates of the projectile after a time t? So from the equation of the constant acceleration, right? Because here the projectile is moves with the constant acceleration. So we can use a equation of the constant acceleration to determine the position of the projectile, coordinates of the projectile after a time t. So here the from the x coordinate, x is equal to x0 plus v0 xt plus 1 half axt square. Here x0 is equal to 0 and v0 x, acceleration ax is also 0, right? So if you put the value x0 is equal to 0 and ax is equal to 0, we get the equation of the x coordinate, x is equal to v0x t, right? Where v0x is the x component of the initial velocity. We know that v0x is equal to v0 cos theta 0 into t. We can write theta also, right? So we get the x component of the projectile after a time t is a x is equal to v0 cos theta into t. Similarly, we can find the y component. Y is equal to y0 plus v0y t plus 1 half ay t square. Here y0 is equal to 0, so it is cut out, right? Y0 is equal to 0. So y0 is cut out from this equation, right? Y is equal to v0y t plus 1 half ay t square. Now v0y is the y component of the initial velocity. So y is equal to v0y t plus 1 half ay t square. We put a v0y is equal to v0 sin theta into t plus 1 half ay. Ay is equal to minus g. So we get a minus 1 half gt square. So from that we can calculate the y component of the projectile at any time from this equation, right? So understand, dear student, how we can derive the x component of the projectile and the y component of the projectile from the equation of the component of the constant accelerated motion. So dear student, now we can determine the velocity of the projectile. What are the component of the velocity? What are the horizontal component of the velocity? What are the vertical component of the velocity at the time t? So now the component of the velocity at the time t is given by the first equation of the motion of with a constant acceleration. So here the Vx is equal to V0 plus At. So from that x component of the velocity Vx is equal to V0x plus Ax into t. So here V0x Ax is equal to 0. So we take this term is a 0. Vx is equal to V0x is equal to V0 cos theta. So we can say that here the x component of the velocity of the projectile is same as the initial x component of the initial velocity, right? So we can say that the horizontal component of the velocity, x component of the velocity Vx is equal to V0x is equal to V0 cos theta, right? And this horizontal component of the velocity of projectile remains constant with the time, right? Now similarly we can find the y component. Vy is equal to V0y plus Ay into t. Here V0y is equal to V0 sin theta minus Ay is equal to minus g. So the y component of the velocity is Vy is equal to V0 sin theta into minus gt, right? So we get the x component of the velocity and the y component of the velocity, and from that we can also determine the speed of the projectile at any time, right? So here the x component of the velocity remains constant with the time and it is equal to the x component of the initial velocity, whereas the y component of the velocity changes with the time. It is decreases with the time by a factor minus gt. So at the maximum height, as the projectile is moved to the height, at the maximum height the y component of the velocity becomes 0, right? So Vy is equal to 0. So we can say that like this, the initially the when we projectile any object at a one point from the origin, it has a two component. V0x component, x component is a V0x into I and y component is a V0y into j, right? As the projectile is moves, the x component of the projectile remains constant. So V0x remains constant, but the y component is decreases as the projectile moves up, right? So at the maximum height, the y component of the velocity remains 0, right? And it has a only x component. V is equal to V0x into I. So again at the it has a some amount of the x component, y component at the different time. We can calculate the x component of the velocity, we can calculate the y component of the velocity, and from that we can also calculate the speed of the projectile at any time. So dear student, now we will understand the trajectory equation of the projectile motion. Trajectory path of the projectile motion is a parabola like this. Here the see the trajectory path of the projectile like this, right? So here the trajectory equation. What is the trajectory equation? So the equation which shows the path of the object is called the trajectory equation. So the trajectory equation of the projectile shows the path of the projectile. And how we can derive the trajectory equation? We can derive the trajectory equation of the equation of the y coordinate in terms of the x coordinate. How the y coordinate changes as the x coordinate of the projectile changes, and this equation is called the trajectory equation. So relation between the x coordinate and the y coordinate is known as the trajectory equation. So how we can derive? So we know that the x coordinate equation of the x coordinate and the equation of the y coordinate. So what is the equation of the x coordinate of the projectile? X is equal to V0x into t, or we can say that x is equal to V0 cos theta into t. And equation of the y coordinate, y is equal to V0 sin theta into t minus 1/2 gt square. So from this equation number 1, right, the equation of the x coordinate, calculate t is equal to x divided by V0 cos theta and put this t in the equation number 2, we get the trajectory equation. So see this here from the equation number 1, t is equal to x divided by v0 cos theta, and put this into the equation number 2, y is equal to v0 sin theta. Instead of t we place a x divided by v0 cos theta minus 1 half g t square x divided by v0 cos theta square. So if you modify this, here v0 cut, sin theta divided by cos theta, that is a tan theta into x, right? Here x square divided by v0 square cos square theta. So we can say that g divided by 2 v0 cos theta square into x square. So this equation is the trajectory equation of the projectile, right? It gives the relation between the x coordinate and the y coordinate of the projectile. So what is the trajectory equation of the projectile? The trajectory equation of the projectile is y is equal to tan theta into x minus g divided by 2v0 cos theta square into x square. Here g is the gravitational acceleration, theta 0 is the angle of projectile, and v0 is the initial velocity, are constant. The equation in this equation, right? So the equation we can say that y is equal to, it is in the form of the y is equal to ax plus bx square, in which a and b are constant, right? So this equation is the equation of the parabola. So we can say that the equation of trajectory equation of the projectile motion is the equation of the parabola, and from that we can say that the path of the projectile is a parabola. So dear student, understand how we can derive the trajectory equation from the equation of the component, right? X component and the y component. Now we derive the some terms regarding the projectile motion, that is the maximum height achieved by the projectile. How we can calculate the maximum height achieved by the projectile? What will be the time taken to reach the maximum height? What is the horizontal distance covered by the projectile? That all the things we will calculate here, right? So now starting from this, time of a maximum height, time taken by the projectile to reach at the maximum height, it is a tm, right? So dear student, how we can derive the formula of the time taken to reach the maximum height? We know that at the maximum height the y component of the velocity is 0, right? So here we take the y component of the velocity vy is equal to 0. So in the y component of the velocity, what is the equation of the y component of the velocity? Vy is equal to v0 sin theta minus g into t. In this equation put vy is equal to 0 and t is equal to tm. Tm is the time taken to reach the maximum height, not a maximum time. It is the time taken to reach a maximum height, highest point, right? So put vy is equal to 0, v0 sin theta minus g into tm. So from this equation we can calculate the time taken to reach the maximum height. Tm is equal to v0 sin theta into g. So if you know the initial velocity of the projectile, say 30 meter per second, if you know the angle of projection theta is equal to 30 degree, right? We can easily find the time taken to reach at the highest point. Tm is equal to v0 sin theta divided by g, right? So next is the maximum height of the projectile. Maximum height achieved by the projectile. So the maximum height h reached by the projectile can be calculated by substituting t is equal to tm and y is equal to h, that is the maximum height, in the equation of the y coordinate. So if you see the projectile, so if you want to find the maximum height, we need to take a y component, right? So y component of the projectile, y is equal to v0 sin theta into t minus 1 half gt square. In this equation put t is equal to tm and tm is equal to, we know that v0 sin theta divided by g. So instead of this t we put a v0 sin theta divided by g in the y equation of the y coordinate. So the equation we modify, instead of y we take a h. H is the maximum height achieved by the projectile. v0 sin theta. Instead of this t, we put a v0 sin theta divided by g minus 1 half g v0 sin theta divided by g whole square. So if you modify this, v0 sin theta into v0 sin theta, v0 square sin square theta divided by g, right, minus 1 half g v0 square sin square theta divided by g square, 1 g cut. So we get the equation h is equal to v0 square sin square theta divided by 2g, right? Why? How we can get v0 square sin square theta? v0 square sin square theta divided by g, and v0 square 1 half into v0 square sin square theta divided by g. So 1 minus half, we get the half. So we get the maximum height achieved by the projectile h is equal to v0 square sin square theta divided by 2g. So dear student, next is the time of flight. What is the time of the flight? The total time during which the projectile is in the flight is called the time of flight, right? And the time of flight can be calculated by the y coordinate, because at the end point, of the projectile, the y coordinate of the projectile be 0, right? So in this equation of the y coordinate, y is equal to v0 sin theta into t minus 1 half gt square. Take the y is equal to 0 and t is equal to tf, that is the time of flight. So in this equation, y is equal to v0 sin theta into t minus 1 half gt square. Take the y is equal to 0 and t is equal to tf, right? We get 0 is equal to v0 sin theta into tf minus 1 half gtf square. We take a 1 half gtf square on the other side, right? 1 half gtf square is equal to v0 sin theta into tf. So from that, if you calculate the tf is equal to 2v0 sin theta divided by g, and tf is equal to time of flight, that is the total time during which the projectile is in a flight, and the total time tf is equal to 2v0 sin theta divided by g. But here, dear student, we know that v0 sin theta divided by g is the tm, that is the time taken to reach the maximum height. So we note that here tf, time of flight, it is equal to 2 into tm, right? So the time taken to reach the maximum height is same as the time taken to reach from the maximum height to the ground. So tf is equal to 2 into tm, right? So time of flight is equal to twice the time taken to reach the maximum height, right? Now next is a horizontal range of a projectile. So what is the range of the projectile? The horizontal distance traveled by the projectile from its initial position x equal to 0 and the y is equal to 0 to the position where it passes y equal to 0, right? So what is the range of the projectile? The range of the projectile is the horizontal distance traveled by the projectile, right? And how we can calculate the horizontal distance traveled by the projectile? The horizontal distance traveled by the projectile is calculated by the x coordinate, right? So in the equation of the x coordinate, right, x is equal to v0 cos theta into t. It is the distance traveled by the projectile in a time t. So if you take in this, instead of this t, if you take a time of flight tf, right, the range of the projectile is the distance traveled by a projectile during the time of flight. The horizontal distance traveled by the projectile during the time of flight. So in the x coordinate, x is equal to v0 cos theta into t. Take the x is equal to range r, t is equal to tf, right? And tf is, you know that, 2 v0 sin theta divided by g. So here instead of this x we place a r is equal to v0 cos theta into t is equal to tf, but tf is equal to 2 v0 sin theta divided by g, right? If you modify this equation, we get v0 into v0 square divided by, so here you get r is equal to v0 into v0, that is a v0 square divided by g into 2 sin theta cos theta. Here the formula of the mass 2 sin theta cos theta, it is equal to 2 sin 2 theta. So we use the 2 sin theta cos theta is equal to sin 2 theta. We can verify this formula by taking any angle. So if you take theta is equal to 30, 2 sin 30 cos 30 in the LHS, and in the RHS sin 2 into 30 sin 60. If we verify the value, we get the same value, right? So here in the math formula we use 2 sin theta cos theta is equal to sin 2 theta. We get the equation of the range r is equal to v0 square sin 2 theta divided by g, right? Now when the range is maximum, when the sine value of the sine 2 theta is a 1, we can say that the range is a maximum. And at what angle? Theta is equal to 45. If you take a theta is equal to 45 sine 90, and the sine 90 value is a 1, that is the maximum, we get the value of the range. The range of the projectile is a maximum. So here the range of the projectile is maximum when sine theta is equal to maximum, it is equal to 1, or we can say that when theta is equal to 45. So when we projected any object at an angle 45 with the horizontal, the range of the projectile is a maximum, and the maximum range of the projectile r maximum is equal to v0 square by g. In that, take sin 2 theta is equal to 1. So dear student, understand the projectile motion, how we can derive the trajectory equation of the projectile motion. The path of the projectile is a parabola, and the parameters of the projectile, that is the time taken to reach the maximum height, what is the maximum height achieved by the projectile, time of flight, and the horizontal range of the projectile, right? Now we will discuss the some example regarding this formula, how we can calculate the time of flight, how we can calculate the range of the projectile, that all the thing we will discuss in the form of the example, right? So example number 4.7. Galileo in his book Two New Science, the dialogue of the Two New Science, state that for the elevation which exceed or fall short by a 45 by equal amounts, the range of the projectile are equal. So when the angle is exceed by a 45 or fall short by a 45, in both the case the range of the projectile is a same, right? Prove this statement. So dear student, here we know that the range of the projectile r is equal to v0 square sin 2 theta divided by g. So here the formula of the range you know, v0 square sin 2 theta divided by g. Now first what says that exceed, when the elevation which exceed by a 45 for the angle theta 1 is a any angle which exceed by a 45. So we take a theta 1 is equal to 45 plus theta, and for the other angle which short by a 45, so same angle is short by a 45, theta 2 is equal to 45 minus theta. So if you calculate the range for both the angle theta 1 and theta 2, right? So for theta 1 45 plus theta, we get r1 is equal to v0 square sin 2 theta 1 is equal to 45 plus theta divided by g. So if you multiply 2 inside, we get r1 is equal to v0 square sin 90 plus 2 theta divided by g. So here sin 90 plus theta, that is equal to cos theta. That formula is in from the math. So from the math, sin 90 plus theta, it is equal to cos theta, and sin 90 minus theta, it is also equal to cos theta. So we get r1 is equal to v0 square cos 2 theta divided by g. Now similarly, from for the angle theta 2 is equal to 45 minus theta, right? r2 is equal to v0 square sin 2 into 45 minus theta. We get r2 is equal to v0 square sin 90 minus 2 theta divided by g. Here sin 90 minus theta is also a cos theta. Sin 90 plus theta or sin 90 minus theta is a cos theta. So we get r2 is equal to v0 square cos 2 theta divided by g. So from these two equations, we can say that r1 and r2 is equal to same, right? r1 is equal to r2. So the Galileo statement is a true for the elevation which exceed or short by a angle 45, the range are equal. So understand example number 4.7. Now example number 4.8. a hiker stands on the edge of a cliff 490 meters above the ground and throws a stone horizontally with an initial speed of the 15 meter per second. So here the distance y coordinate is given to you 490 meter, right? And from this 490-meter height, a hiker thrown a stone with the initial speed of a 15 meter per second in a horizontal direction. So here the horizontal component of the velocity, initial velocity v0x is equal to 15 meter per second. Now neglecting the air resistance, find the time taken by the stone to reach the ground and the speed with which it hits the ground. Here the y component is given to you 490 meter and the horizontal component of the velocity v0x is the 50 meter per second. Now we choose the origin of the x and y axis at the edge of the cliff at the time t is equal to 0 at the instant that the stone is thrown, right? So origin is considered as a cliff, right? And at the time t is equal to 0 is the instant where the stone when the stone is thrown. Now choose the positive direction of the x-axis to be along the initial velocity and the positive direction of the y-axis to be vertically upward direction. So here given x and y component of the motion. So if we take the origin as a x and y axis at the edge of the cliff, so x0 and y0 is a 0. v0y, y component, vertical component, y component of the initial velocity is a 0 and the x component of the initial velocity is a 50 meter per second. Now the y component of the acceleration, when the stone is thrown, the acceleration during the motion is constant and y component of the acceleration Ey is equal to minus g, we take a minus 9.8 meter square. So from the component, x component is a x0 plus v0 into t and y component is a y0 plus v0 by t plus 1 half ay t square. So from the y component, we can calculate time taken by the stone to reach the ground, right? So here the y coordinate is given to you 490 meter. So y coordinate minus 490, we take a minus 490 because it is in the upward direction, and upward position we take a minus and downward position we take a plus. y0 is a 0, v0y is also 0, minus 1 half ay is a 9.8 into t square. So from this equation, if you calculate the time t is equal to 10 seconds. So the stone will take a 10 second to reach the ground. So dear student, understand how we can calculate the time taken by the stone to reach the ground. Now next is the speed with which it hits the ground. So for that, the horizontal component of the velocity remains constant. So Vx we take a 15 meter second. We need to calculate the y component of the velocity at the time t is equal to 10 second, right? So now how we can calculate? So x and y component of the velocity. So the x component of the velocity in the projectile is a constant and it is equal to initial velocity. So Vx is equal to V0x is equal to 15 meter per second. Now how we can calculate the y component? Y component of the velocity is Vy is equal to V0y minus g into t. So here V0y is a 0. Vy is equal to 0 minus g 9.8 into t 10. So we get y component of the velocity Vy is equal to minus 98 meter per second, and from that component of the velocity we can calculate the speed of the stone. The speed of the stone is equal to v is equal to under root of x component 15 square plus y component minus 98 square. If you calculate there, we get a speed of the stone which it hits the ground v is equal to 99 meter per second. So now dear student, last example. Example number 4.9. A cricket ball is thrown at a speed of a 28 meter per second in the direction 30 degree above the horizontal. Calculate the maximum height, time taken by the ball to return the same level, and the distance from the thrower to the point where the ball returned to the same level. right? So here the initial speed v0 of the ball given to you 28 meter per second, and the angle of the projection theta is equal to 30 degree, right? Now what we want to calculate first, the maximum height. So what is the equation of the maximum height achieved by the projectile? The maximum height achieved by the projectile h is equal to v0 sin theta square divided by 2g. Take the v0 is equal to 28 sin 30 square divided by 2 into 9.8. So what is the value of the sin 30? The value of sin 30 is a 0.5, and 28 multiplied by 0.5 we get a 14. 14 square divided by 2 into 9.8, we get approximately 10 meter. So the maximum height achieved by the projectile is a 10 meter. Now how we can calculate the time taken to reach the maximum height, right? So or we can say that the time of the flight, right? So time of flight tf is equal to 2 v0 sin theta divided by g, right? 2 v0 is a 28 sin 30 divided by 9.8. Value of sin 30 we take a 0.5. So we get a 2.9 second. So time of flight we calculate 2.9 second, and time taken to reach the maximum height is exactly half of the time of the flight. So 2.9 divided by 2, right? And third question is the distance from the thrower to the point where the ball returns to the same level. So we need to find the horizontal distance covered by the projectile, that is the range of the projectile. So range of the projectile r is equal to v0 square sin 2 theta divided by g. So here v0 square, v0 is a 28, 28 multiplied by 28 into sin 2 into 30, that is a sin 60 divided by 9.8. Find the value of the sin 60 from the log table or trigonometry values. We know that value of the sin 60 is a 0.866, right? And if you calculate this, we can get the range of the projectile is a, or the distance from the thrower to the point where the ball returns, r is equal to 69 meter. So understand, dear students, these examples of the projectile.